considered, and then to give you a brief description on the solution that we are providing and some of the results that we have. So, just to introduce, autism is a sort of brain disorders that happens with the child when it is of like 3 years, 4 years, 12 years. So what happens is that they face difficulty in terms of verbal or social communication that a normal child should have, that is not present in this autistic children. So that is a problem that we took. So how we can train or help the system, help the autistic children by using augmented or virtual reality. That is the work that we took over. It is just a preliminary or demonstration sort of work, and then we are now in the testing stage with some of the institutions in Switzerland and Italy to see how it helps, how the children learn from this system, and then we try to model or change some configurations in the system. So, as you can see, early stage diagnosis is very important in this autism, and we need to also train the children with some training methods that is already available. So, it's very well known from the fact that these children are very attracted to the technology devices like laptops, all these Google glasses and this and that. When we went to an institution with the Google Glass, they were very interested to have that and roam around. Yes, but it's not child-proof. This is one main criteria that we will have to consider. And so the other important criteria that we have to take into account is how we can grab the attention of this child, how we can make this child to involve into the system. So when we started proposing this augmented and virtual reality system to this institution, so we considered some of the main points, that the system should be easy to interact by the child, and then they should learn. In the same way, a teacher has to monitor, and then it should be easy for them to interact, and then they should know the learning progress in an easy way. Like that, each of the researcher or the autistic child has a different role to play with this system. So as we see this autistic child training procedures, the psychologist has several approaches to train this or learn to approach the autistic child. So we took one of the very well-known method which is called as applied behavior analysis. The main concept behind this analysis is that each corrective behavior is repeated by the child once we reward the child, once we appreciate the child. So we took one of the method called discrete trial. There are 3 steps in this discrete trial technique. One is to instruct the child. Okay, you ask the child to do some particular task, and then monitor the child. Does the child does the correct job or not? And then reinforce, means congratulate, or if that does a wrong action, just try to prompt the correct action. So here you can see there is a lady that puts some cards over there, and she is asking to show one of the cards, and the child does it correct, and she is getting rewarded. So this is what we try to bring in with the augmented and the virtual reality system that we proposed in this method. So as you saw, discrete trial has 3 steps that I mentioned earlier. How we can bring this using augmented and virtual reality system is the challenge now. So as you saw in the previous video, she puts 3 cards on the table. So we can display some 3 images on the table or to the child, and then we need to track or we need to know where the child is pointing now. We can use some judicial marker tracking, or we can the very user friendly and natural tracking in this problem involved is the hand tracking to know the child action. So this is what we track in this in our system, and then we should make some decision. Now, okay, the child did the correct showed the correct measure, we need to reinforce. And if it does the wrong answer or wave the waving of the hand, then we need to prompt the correct answer. So this is repeated several times. This is what the psychologists usually do, and they are also very happy if we track the hand to know the action of the child. So when we plan to propose a system with augmented and virtual reality, we consider this following as a main criteria. It should be very much user friendly, it should be child proof, and then the hardware, like when I mentioned about Google Classes, they are very happy, but it is very it will be maybe disturbing them, and then it's so expensive, so we cannot just break the device or like that. And then we also want the augmentation to be on the real objects. The example that I showed is just she placed some cards over there. Same way they also place some objects, maybe like for example elephant toy, apple or ball, something like that. So when we considered all this main criteria, the hardware what we can use is something like this. We have a normal camera to track the hand of the child, and we have the projector as a display device to project on a normal working table where the child does. So if we take this hardware, so the child does not have to interact with the hardware, rather with the system, just on his or her working table, nothing to do with the hardware. So this is what we propose as a hardware system for our augmented and virtual reality based method that we propose. And here the teacher, here the system also does one more requirement that was asked by the psychologist when we interacted with them. Why not we log all the data, and why not we just record all the hand tracking that was done by the child. So we also have this system that records all the data that can be later on used by the researchers, psychologists or the parents to see how the child learns. So as you can see, as I explained earlier, the discrete triad method has 3 steps. So how we can bring these 3 steps using our proposed method is, the projector displays 3 set of images, or just in terms of real in terms of real object, it just instruct the child. Okay, now we show this object. And then we try to track the hand of the child that is over some particular area on the table, and then we decide how it does based on the time taken by the child to complete the action, based on the trajectory that it follows, and all such combinations. And then based on the monitoring step, we also reinforce or try to prompt to the child, this is what you have been asked to do. So to carry out this, as I said, we need to track the hand, detect and track the hand, and then for doing this task, we propose we tried several methods like shift and surf and to detect and track. So finally, we found this AdaBoost classifier as the best hand detection technique, and we consider now that the hand movement by the child is linear, and so we propose a Kalman filter for tracking and the prediction step once if the detection fails. And then here there is an important step to calibrate the images seen by the camera and what we project from the projector. So we use the simple homography. When we try to propose this, we faced a problem. Like once I try to detect the hand on the image, once there is no hand detection, I try to use the Kalman tracking. So there what was happening is, Kalman tracking tries to give some of the predictions, but in some cases the child moves very fast the hand, wherein the hand is outside of the frame. So in that case, we try to find some similarity measure between the frames where the hand is detected and in the frame where there is no the current frame. Based on that, we proceed. We use the frame for the Kalman tracking and to find the hand position. So for doing this, we need to train the AdaBoost classifier. For doing this, we created a data set of some 2,500 images collected from 5 to 10 children with the age varying from 5 to 16. So we try to collect the images with different lightings, different backgrounds, with the projector on, since we have the projector case here, and projecting the different images on the hand. And then we also need a negative set to train the Adabus classifier. So in that case, we consider different textures of the table with the projector, the different projected image as the negative set. So what we see here is the result that we obtained from just with the hand detection, and then the hand detection and Kalman tracking, and then with the similarity measure that I explained previously. As you can see, there are two cases in each condition with the projector off and the projector on scenarios. So in case 1, if you see, there are the total number of frames that we consider in particular video, and then we manually annotated the frames where the hand is inside, and then we show the results with the total hand detection, false positive, false negative. So you can see that the false positive is increasing drastically with the hand detection and Kalman tracking. That we can manage. We can find a trade-off using this similarity measure with the method that we considered. So when we put the projector on, the hand detection results are really going down with the very high increase in the false negative. So what we the proposed method for the tracking that finds the trade-off between the false positive and false negative. The plot shows the real annotated trajectory and the result from the hand detection and Kalman tracking, and with the similarity measure. We used normalized cross correlation and equilibrium distance as the similarity measure for this system to test. This is the trajectories with the projector off, and with the projector on, you can see that the hand detection is really very low, and the method that we considered gives consistent result when compared to the hand detection. So this is the setup we consider. Here you see the projector is really big, but now we are converting the system to a very small projector. This is just for the demonstration to the child, and we are evaluating it. So you can see here that the system that instructs to the child to show the elephant image, and then the child does the wrong answer, so it tries to prompt or highlight the image correct answer, and then once it does it correctly, it tries to appreciate the child with the cartoon, with the music that they really like. So the same we tried with the real object. The hand tracking gives a very good, better performance when compared to other methods, and the same is also shown here. So here is a video that. So here you can see the lady is asking her to show the image. This video I showed you earlier. So once she does it, she appreciates it, and the same with our system. The child is asked to show the elephant image, and she does it correctly. She gets the appreciation with some crackers, with some music, this and that. And once here you can notice that the child does not know where to show, and the lady gives a prompt. Okay, here is where the image is. The same, but we with our system, we try to highlight once the child does it wrongly. We tries to highlight with, okay, this is the result you are asked for. And then once she does it correctly, we show very good. Yes, you did it right. So when we show this system to the psychologists and the teachers that are now currently training the autistic children, they are very happy to see, and they gave us constructive feedback like, okay, this will help the child in learning identification and recognition stuff with, and also the keyword association with or the sentence association with the picture or an object, and other competencies they develop. And then they are also happy to see the recorded hand trajectories with and the log information that we give to them, like how much time it took for the child to complete, how many repetitions she did, all this. So to conclude, that we proposed a system for training the autistic children, and then we found that the similarity measure and the Kalman tracking gives better result in both the projector on and the off conditions, and then the system gives a good performance in laboratory condition. As I said earlier, it is under the evaluation at the institution in Switzerland and at Italy. So we are waiting to see their feedbacks, and then currently we are evaluating it, and we are also making the system more modular so that we can just mount in a very easy way without having a very good projector and stuff. So thank you all for listening to me.
Any question? I have one. You use the standard camera, right?
Yes, very standard camera. We did not use Kinect. We want the system to be very modular and very small. Maybe we can also, that's why we did not go for the Kinect.
Yeah. Basically, either this or using the infrared camera to retrieve of the interference between the projection and the real picture.
Yeah, sure. We will maybe have a try with the RPGA cameras. That's it.
Any other question?
Do you try to correlate with the sounds check, like left on the table, sounds here, this
No,
picture?
we did not use this, but we also got this feedback from one of the psychologists. Maybe we will also try to integrate this into the system. Thank you.